Welcome back to Roots and Roasts, where deep knowledge meets everyday care. If this is your first time here, we're glad you found us. And to our day ones, you've helped build something rare. Today, we're diving into a velvet-leaved icon, the Philodendron Gloriosum. It's bold. It's grounded. And if you give it the space, it will crawl toward greatness. Rare doesn't mean unreachable. Let's break it down together. The Philodendron Gloriosum is native to the dense, humid rainforests of Colombia, where it doesn't climb. It crawls along the forest floor. That crawling habit? It's what makes this species so unique. Unlike climbing philodendrons, Gloriosum sends out thick, horizontal rhizomes, slowly, intentionally, and powerfully, like nature's quiet statement piece. And those leaves? Each one emerges like a velvet shield, heart-shaped, veined and bone-white, and covered in microscopic trichomes that catch light like suede. But here's what you don't get from the trending posts or high-priced plant shops. Behind the aesthetic, this plant is resilient. If you understand its rhythm, the crawling growth, the need for air around its roots, the balance of light and moisture, it'll reward you with steady, stunning foliage for years. We've grown Philodendron Gloriosum in bright lofts, dim backrooms, humid greenhouses, and office setups that we've watched it thrive in chunky Aroid mixes and stall when trapped in tight pots. This isn't theory. It's field-tested care rooted in experience, and that's why we're sharing it with you, so you can skip the trial and get straight to the joy. When we say bright, indirect light, we mean filtered brightness, not beams of sun. In the wild, Gloriosum grows beneath the canopy of tall trees. It gets dappled light, not direct rays. So in your home, think north or east-facing windows. Sheer curtains diffusing light. 3 to 6 feet back from a bright, south-facing window. This isn't just about avoiding sunburn. It's about protecting the velvet. Direct sun will fade the color, crisp the edges, and stress the plant's rhythm. Write this down. Philodendron Gloriosum is an aroid, part of the Aeraceae family. And like most aroids, it hates wet feet but loves humidity. That means it wants air in the soil, not a wet sponge around its roots. Here's the exact mix we recommend, and why every single ingredient matters. Soil mix breakdown. 40% cocoa coir, a renewable alternative to peat moss. It holds moisture evenly without compacting, so roots stay hydrated without suffocating. 25% orchid bark. Add structure and chunk, letting air flow between particles. It mimics the leaf litter and debris Gloriosum would grow over in the wild. 15% perlite. Think of this like popcorn for your soil. Lightweight and full of air pockets. It increases drainage and prevents clumping. 10% worm castings. A natural, slow-release fertilizer packed with nutrients and beneficial microbes. It feeds the plant gently over time. 10% activated charcoal. This is your insurance policy. It absorbs excess moisture, filters toxins, and helps prevent bacterial and fungal buildup in the soil. Together, this mix is light, airy, and nutritious. And most importantly, it keeps oxygen flowing to your plant's crawling rhizome. Heavy, compact soil? That's a one-way ticket to rot. Let's talk about watering, because this is where most Gloriosum owners go wrong. Here's how to do it the right way. Test first, always. Use your finger, chopstick, or moisture meter. The top 2 inches should be dry before watering. Moisture meter reading 2 to 3 equals green light to water. Prep your water. Let tap water sit for 24 hours to let chlorine evaporate. If your plant has brown tips, switch to filtered or rainwater. Bottom up or slow pour. Slowly water around the perimeter of the pot, not directly on the rhizome. If bottom watering, let the plant sit in a tray of water for 10 to 15 minutes. Then remove it and let it drain fully. Check drainage. Make sure water runs out of the bottom. No waterlogged trays. Standing water equals root rot trap. Gently wipe any dust off the leaves to keep them breathing. Philodendron Gloriosum evolved under the lush canopy of humid, tropical rainforests. To mimic that at home, give it 60 to 80% humidity and keep temps between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Below 55 degrees Fahrenheit, growth will slow. Above 85 degrees Fahrenheit without humidity, leaves will crisp and curl. Now this part is what most people miss. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Philodendron Gloriosum is a crawler. That means it doesn't grow up, it grows out. Every new leaf pushes forward from the rhizome's leading edge, while the back edge slowly ages out. It's always moving forward quietly, slowly, intentionally. If you pot Gloriosum in the middle of a round pot, it'll crawl into the wall and stop. Give it space to run. Pot it off-center in a long, rectangular planter. Follow the crawl. Follow the rhythm. You're not just caring for a plant. You're guiding a traveler. Fertilizing your Gloriosum isn't about dumping in nutrients. It's about supporting growth at the right time, in the right way. Think of it like feeding a marathon runner. You're not trying to force speed, you're trying to fuel endurance. When to fertilize, use a balanced 20-20-20 fertilizer. That means equal parts nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. During the plant's active growth season, usually spring through early fall, feed it every 4 to 6 weeks. But always dilute it to half strength. Not growing much. Skip the feeding. Dormant plants don't need food. Force feeding equals salt buildup plus root stress. Fertilizer numbers tell you what's inside. For foliage plants like Gloriosum, nitrogen is key. It fuels big, bold leaves. Watch for these red flags. Yellowing edges or tips. Could be too much fertilizer. Burned, crispy leaf margins. Definitely overfed. Pale limp growth. Possibly underfed. White crust on soil. Salt buildup. Time to flush with clean water. Want to go organic? Fish emulsion or seaweed extract work great. Gentler and less risk of burning. Fertilizer isn't a fix, it's a partnership. If your Gloriosum is growing, feed it gently. If it's resting, give it peace. Even experienced growers run into hiccups with Philodendron Gloriosum. But the secret to a thriving plant? Catch the early signs. Build consistent habits. Respond, don't panic. Issue 1. Curled or drooping leaves. Symptoms. New leaves curl inward or downward. Older leaves feel limp or soft. Likely cause. Low humidity or underwatering. Prevention routine. Check humidity weekly. Set a recurring reminder. If you're dry-skinned in winter, your plant is too. Issue 2. Yellow edges or tips. Symptoms. Yellow halo along leaf edges. Crisp or brown leaf tips. Likely cause. Overwatering or mineral buildup from hard water. Fix. Flush soil monthly with filtered or rested tap water. Water slowly until it runs clean from the bottom. Use distilled or rainwater if water is very hard. Issue 3. Pale, washed-out leaves. Symptoms. Dull color. Weak new growth. Smaller leaves than usual. Likely cause. Nutrient deficiency or lack of light. Fix. Feed every 4 to 6 weeks during growing season. 20-20-20, half strength. Move closer to a brighter, indirect light source. Prevention routine. Keep a feeding calendar. Rotate your plant every 2 weeks for even light exposure. Issue 4. Leaf damage or spots. Symptoms. Black spots or mushy lesions. Fast-spreading yellow patches. Likely cause. Fungal infection or poor airflow. Fix. Isolate plant. Remove affected leaves with sterile scissors. Spray neem oil or diluted hydrogen peroxide. Improve airflow. Small fan on low setting helps. Prevention routine. Always water early in the day, never at night. Clean leaves monthly with damp cloth. Propagating your Philodendron Gloriosum isn't just possible, it's empowering. Once you understand how, you can share with friends, multiply your collection, or create a Gloriosum corner in every room. Propagation, step by step, no guesswork. Here's how to do it, step by step. Identify a healthy section. Locate a rhizome segment with at least one visible node and a healthy root or aerial root nub. Make a clean cut. Use sterilized pruning shears or a sharp knife. Cut just behind the node. Seal the wound. Dust the cut with cinnamon, a natural antifungal. Let it callus for a few hours before placing in medium. Choose your medium. Sphagnum moss moist, well aerated, ideal for beginners. Place in deli container or prop box. Keep humidity 70 to 90%, indirect light. Mist if moss dries out. These aren't guesses. These are growth hacks that we've tested, refined, and used to grow some of the most stunning gloriosums we've ever seen. Let the rhizome breathe. Never bury the rhizome too deep. It's not a root, it's a stem. Keep it just under the surface or slightly exposed. It needs airflow to avoid rot and grow forward. Offset the potting. Pot your gloriosum off-center, give a runway to crawl forward. This single tip can double your plant's long-term health. The humidifier placement trick. Place your humidifier behind and below the plant, not above it. Moisturizes. This creates a consistent zone of humidity where new leaves form. Rotate with intention. Don't just spin your pot randomly. Rotate it 90 degrees every 2 weeks toward the direction of the crawl. There's something emotional about this plant. The Philodendron Gloriosum doesn't shout for attention. It commands space with a quiet, soulful presence. Every new leaf feels like a chapter turning. It's not fast, but it's intentional. Not loud, but unforgettable. In the right space, Gloriosum acts like a living sculpture. It introduces movement, light diffusion, and form in a way no decor object ever could. Let the Philodendron Gloriosum breathe. This plant needs negative space. Don't crowd it. Place it in a low-profile rectangular planter on a bench, shelf, or stand. Give it room to crawl, not just exist. Match material to mood. Pair it with raw, honest materials, terracotta, stone, reclaimed wood. Velvet speaks to velvet. Soft light bounces off textured surfaces like linen, jute, or brush clay. Frame it with light. Use morning or filtered light to highlight the Philodendron Gloriosum veins and velvet. Even a desk lamp with warm LED can cast shadows that make it feel like art. Make it a ritual. Polish its leaves once a month. Mist it with intention. Watch it. Talk to it. This plant responds to rhythm. Luxury isn't about price. It's about care, stillness, and presence. From the Roots and Roast crew. And here's our pro tip. If you want your Gloriosum to thrive, let it move. Let it crawl. Don't trap it in the center of a pot. Guide it sideways, forward, the way it's built to grow. Respect its rhythm, and it will reward you with leaf after velvet leaf. Download our full Gloriosum care guide below. It includes our soil recipe, watering tracker, humidity checklist, and a monthly health reset calendar. Shop the exact tools we use, pots, meters, moss, and more, right from the Roots and Roast Tool Hub. And if this video helped you feel more confident, more connected, or more curious, hit that like button, subscribe, and join our Roots and Roast community. We don't just care for rare plants, we make rare care feel human.